Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're interested in seeing how to replace your headlights, go ahead and watch this video. Basically, we're just going to do this one. This one's fine. We're just going to replace that one, but the process is the same thing for both sides. You don't need any tools to do this. And basically, you just start out, have your handlebars over as far as you can, and you're going to reach your arm through here. And you got to make it, I can't even get my arm in there to really show you with the camera, but basically back in here, it's kind of like the same thing as a car setup. The same thing as this. You got your cable or your connector. You can just unplug your connector, which is what we're going to do on the bike. Then you go ahead and pull the boot off, which is going to be the same thing we'll do on the bike. Here, let me come in from the side. And basically on the bike, you also have a little arm that you swing out just like that. The bike has that same kind of thing. I'm going to unplug just like I did on the truck. You just pull it straight back. It's like a little connector, and you grab the body of the connector. Don't grab the wires, grab the body of the connector, and you just kind of rock it up and down, maybe side to side, as you're pulling straight back. It's like we did in the truck. You go ahead and get that boot, that rubber boot. You got to do this basically by feel. The rubber boot has those little rubber tabs on it to kind of help remove it. Grab those little rubber tabs. They're about 180 degrees apart. I'll show you what it looks like. So basically you have a deal like that. You gotta reach in there and do that little spring clamp. There's like a little spring clamp that's holding the light in, the light bulb. This to me is the hardest part. The part you want to push on is like in the 9 o'clock position. And then once you get that out of the way, you can pull the bulb completely out. Looks just like that. So you want to keep this part, don't throw this part away. And it's kind of tricky. You just kind of wobble the light as you're kind of pulling gently. Don't grab out here because it'll break. But you can use this little frame. It kind of is a pain. And you just kind of work it. Take your time. Basically, you'll get that pulled apart just like that. Take Mr. New Light Bulb. I'm trying out the Silver Star one. I've had that before and it seems like it lasts for me about a year. I don't know if that's good or bad, but let me know if I'm getting good life. And then take the bulb grease. Try not to touch this part. And then just put a little bit of it on these little posts like that. I like to put a little bit on this side too. Then what you want to do is just go ahead and put it back in like this. You might need to kind of rock it around a little bit. Make sure it's seated all the way. One thing I like to do is I like to put a little bit of that bulb grease on these here too. So this little tab part, when you put it in, you want to keep that up, and you'll probably need to wiggle it around a little bit, and you'll kind of think you got it in there, but then really you don't. And the hardest part is keeping that clip out of the way, that little spring clamp clip arm thing. You got to really use like your fingers over here to hold that over to the side, because it wants to just fall into your way. But basically you got to just work this baby in there past that spring clamp. Okay, now that you got the bulb in, and then you got that little spring arm clamp connected, and then now you want to take your rubber boot and you're going to put the rubber boot over the bulb. Those two prongs need to come through this side. So I usually keep these tabs one up and one down. And this again is another finesse thing. It just take your time. Okay. And then the next step, you just want to take your connector that you removed to begin with, take that and reconnect that onto the two prongs. Okay. Let's make sure we did it right. There you go. It works. And that's all there is to it. That's all you got to do. Just take your time. Down in the description, I'll throw the link, and if you guys want to check out the light bulb and the grease and stuff. So anyways, thanks for watching, and see you guys on the next ride.